When we talk about agricultural technologies, mahalaga rin na maintindihan natin yung iba't ibang categories, okay? Or classifications ng mga agri-tech na to. So yun yung pag-uusapan natin for this particular lecture. Ano ba yung iba't ibang groupings, let's say, ng mga agricultural technologies? And then I will provide examples for each groups. So first and foremost, your agri-tech can fall around as a crop production technology. So very tawag na ito, obvious yung classification ng technology na ito. So itong crop production technologies are technologies that increases the efficiency and effectiveness on how a farmer can grow its crop. So sa crop production ang focus dyan. So it could be how the farmer will prepare his land, yung mga different crops niya, how the farmer should irrigate, fertilize, and harvest. So ano yung mga examples ng technologies na yan? For example, yung advent ng seed tray. Seed tray is a technology. Maniwala kayo sa hindi, technology yan. Why? Because seedling trays allows for uniform germination for the vegetables that the farmer will plant soon. Another one, mulching is a technology. So yung paggamit ng plastic mulch, ginagamit yan in order to retain moisture and control the growth of weeds in the farm. So that's a classic technology. Of course, yung paggamit ng iba't ibang mga makina, katulad ng rice transplanters, is also a technology wherein yung paggamit ng mga machines na to can reduce manual labor and improve the productivity of our farmers. Next, kung mayroon kang crop production technologies, meron ka ring crop protection technologies. So ito naman na yung mga technologies that helps the farmer control the pests, diseases, and weeds without any harm to the environment. Kasi itong mga peste, mga sakit, mga weeds na to, it can cost the farmer around 30 to 50% kapag hindi na manage. So imagine that loss, 30 to 50% ng kanyang produce or even sometimes 100%. So anong mga example ng mga crop protection technologies natin? Balikan natin yung integrated pest management. So those are some examples. For example, yung mga physical method, katulad ng insect trap. So yung paggamit ng insect trap is an IPM technology. It is a crop protection technology. Yung paggamit ng mga different biopesticides, katulad ng BT spray, Trichoderma harshanum, yung paggamit ng iba't ibang mga biocon, katulad ng trichogramma, katulad ng mga predatory mites. So these are all part of our crop protection technologies. Now, kung gusto mo naman pumunta sa cultural method, nandyan yung crop rotation and intercropping. Ang purpose nito ay para ma-reduce yung pest build-up and to disrupt the life cycle of the pest. So most of the IPM techniques that we have talked in crop protection, it would also fall under crop protection technologies. So meron kang crop production, so crop science yun. Meron kang crop protection, so that's crop prot. Meron ka rin sa soil science. So yung mga soil and nutrient managed technologies naman natin. So itong mga technologies na to, they help the farmers manage yung fertility ng lupa, keeping the nutrients in the soil, babalansehin para hindi masira yung lupa, and binabalanse niya yung mga different nutrients ayon sa pangangailangan ng mga halaman na itinanim natin. So anong mga examples ng soil and nutrient management strategies? Mga soil test kits, mga pH strips, or may mga NPK strips na ngayon kung saan mamimeasure natin, at least in estimate, kung ano yung content ng NPK sa lupa or yung acidity ng lupa. Remember, when it comes to pH, may mga nutrients na nawawala under low pH or acidic and high pH or alkaline yung soil. Yung paggamit ng mga compost turners, so mechanization yan in order to make organic fertilizers. Yung RCM natin, yung Rice Crop Manager natin, for guiding the farmers kung ano yung i-apply nilang fertilizer according to their context according dun sa context or environment ng kanilang farm. So these are soil and nutrient management technologies. Now, of course, aside from this, dadako naman na tayo sa genetics, right? So genetic and biotechnological innovations. Ito naman yung mga technologies na ang pinaka-purpose niya ay i-improve yung genetic trait ng crop at ng hayop. Bakit? Para mas maganda yung yield, para mas maging pest resistant, drought resistant, flood resistant yung ating crop, or para magkaroon, or para tulungan natin itong mga crops natin, itong mga animals natin to adapt in our current environment. So examples would be your BT corn, which is a GMO that can resist corn borer. Yung paggamit ng mga different high-yielding hybrid rice varieties katulad ng IR64 or NSICRC222. Pagdating sa livestock, yung paggamit ng artificial insemination. So these things fall under genetic and biotechnological innovations. Next, of course, si farmer, hindi lang naman basta-basta nagtatanim yan when we're talking about crops, right? After niya magtanim, kailangan niya i-harvest. And kapag hinarvest na niya yung kanyang mga tanim, usually, nagkakaroon dyan ng loss, right? So may mga post-harvest loss tayo. Or may nawawalang, it's either in terms of quality or quantity in kilos na nawawala during harvest. And kapag i-deliver na ni farmer yung kanyang produce sa farm, right? Kaya na-develop naman yung iba't ibang mga post-harvest and processing technologies. So ang purpose ng technology na ito ay para mabawasan yung losses o yung mga pagkawala sa harvest to maintain the quality and add value to the product through processing. For example, yung mga flatbed dryers for rice and corn drying. Natuwa ako kasi mayroong isang joke na isa daw sa mga pinakamalaking investment ng government pagdating sa mga post-harvest and processing technologies, particularly sa rice, is yung investment niya sa dryer. So, bakit daw nasabing pinakamalaki yun? Well, basically, kasi yung investment ni government sa dryer ng mga rice can be seen doon sa mga super highways natin. Diba? So, madalas sa mga super highways natin, doon pinapatuyo ni farmer yung kanyang mga rice, right? So, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's true, no? Since walang dryer technology si farmer, right? So the farmer will make the best use of what he or she have. So kung ang mayroon dun sa lugar niya are highways, why not? I-try niya ngayon yung kanyang yung kanyang rice dun sa highway. In anyways, we also have rice millers. Yan. So mga rice millers, no, to improve yung grain quality ng ating rice. And for cacao beans, yung pag-develop ng mga different fermentation chambers. Okay? So these are all post-harvest and processing activities. Isama mo na siguro dyan yung mga different storage facilities na makakapagpatagal ng shelf life ng ating mga produkto. Ngayon, kanina meron kang crop science, no? So crop science, crop production, technologies, crop protection, and then meron ka sa soils. Siyempre, meron ka rin naman sa livestock. So we call that as your livestock and poultry technologies. Magti-take ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri with the modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!